Good evening. This is a regular City Commission meeting for the City of Largo. Today is Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask if you have a cell phone, please turn it to silent or off so that we don't have any interruptions. We're going to start this evening's meeting with an invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Dear Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to come together on this day and this first meeting of 2024. We ask you for your hand of blessing on this meeting. We ask that you would guide and direct our meeting so that it is full of wisdom, productivity, and respect for one another. Thank you for helping us to accomplish our work and our goals this day and all of this year. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. The first item tonight is a ceremonial item.
Whereas during National Human Trafficking Awareness Month, the City of Largo recognizes human trafficking, also known as modern-day slavery, as a public health issue that impacts individuals, family members, friends, and co-workers across our city, and whereas traffickers use force, fraud, coercion, purchasing, patronizing, and procuring to control victims of human trafficking, both international and domestic, and whereas everyone should feel peace and be safe in their communities. Human trafficking is an intolerable evil that involves exploitation for labor or sex and affects people of all ages, genders, races, religions, and nationalities, and whereas there are more people trapped in slavery today than at any other point in human history. At any given time, there are an estimated 50 million people in modern slavery, and whereas the City of Largo stands with victims, our law enforcement officers, social workers, professionals, educators, and other brave individuals who are focused on protecting families and communities from human trafficking, and whereas the City of Largo joins with others across the state of Florida and nationwide in supporting human trafficking victims and survivors, the advocates and organizations who serve them, and holding offenders accountable in the City of Largo. Now, therefore, I, Woody Brown, Mayor of the City of Largo, Florida, and on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2024 as National Human Trafficking Awareness Month in the City of Largo in conjunction with the recognition of National Human Trafficking Awareness Month across the state and country.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As most of you know, my name is Frida Wadira, and I'm a victim advocate at the police department. My coworker Alexa Singh asked me to speak with you today. She's actually an expert in human trafficking. You normally know me as the domestic violence person. She actually has a great wealth of knowledge related to human trafficking, but she's out of the country and asked me to address you this evening. This proclamation is to bring awareness about human trafficking in our society today. Human trafficking is a modern slavery that impacts not only the victims, but us as a community in our everyday lives. It can be violent, it can involve people we do not know, it can mostly be women and children, and it can be around the world. But it can also be nonviolent. It can involve loved ones and trusted people in our personal lives. And it can be all genders and races, and it can all be happening in our own backyards. Human trafficking does not have a specific race, ethnicity, or country that gets specifically targeted. It instead is everywhere around us, from the grocery store, established businesses, homes, and many more. In 2023, over $150 billion was generated by labor trafficking. There are an estimated 49.6 million people that are being human trafficked in all forms, from sex trafficking to labor trafficking to child soldiers to domestic servitude trafficking. 43% are forced to labor trafficking, while 57% are either sex trafficked, forced into child marriages, or become child soldiers. With this proclamation, we hope to spread awareness of human trafficking and how it affects us all, and I thank you for hearing our message tonight.
Thank you. Next, we'll have citizens comment. If you'd like to speak about something on the agenda outside of the consent docket, please wait until that item comes up. Do we have any cards this evening?
I have one card for Mark Clutho.
Mark Clutho, Largo. Here's an article. New Year's Eve fireworks don't sit well with birds. Scientists have discovered that the New Year's Eve by far is the worst night of the year for birds. It's a shame people have to get their jollies, making it so hard for the birds. Many have to take flight for an unusually long time as they sense they need to avoid danger. Yeah, it's a shame. You know, my year in Vietnam shot tens of thousands of rounds through that M60 machine gun and threw over 100 hand grenades. Don't need to hear any more fireworks in my lifetime. It's sick. Sick. The birds need to live their lives in peace. Here's the headline. This is what the weather is going to be. This past year, hottest on record. Yeah, not pretty. And your new stupid building is adding to the problem. And I just heard some nonsense tonight from a commissioner that, oh, it's better than you think. No, not even close. Not even close. That new building is a sick, sick building. Sick. Belching carbon. Belching carbon. And here you proudly display this. Your library with the tower. And as I've stated before, the towers on buildings were there to work for passive convective cooling. This tower adds to the cooling load of the building. Now how stupid is that? Like all the buildings you're making, they're adding to this drastic problem that the world faces. Bad, very bad.
Did get one other card from Matthew Faustini.
Good evening, Matt Faustini, 1015 Lake Palms Drive, Largo. I thought we could start our new year on a better note. First of all, I think the new City Hall looks amazing. I love driving. I live off East Bay. I love seeing that building from all the way at Fulton. I can see our new City Hall and that progress. A quote that always stands with me, what is built endures. I love our library. I'm proud that I tutor two people who are learning English as a second language in that building. I think it's great. And then I'm just going to talk about, instead of all the bad things, there's a lot of bad things in this, but we can look at the bad things and get bogged down in them, or we can look at the opportunities they present. So I know you all know I'm passionate about building homes. And to me, a home is not just a place to live. It's about community. It's about dignity. It's about being able to start a family. To tell your kids and family they're not going to have to worry where they are sleeping on any given night. From 1950 to 2009, on average, our country built 24.4 million homes per decade. From 2010 to 2009, with historically abnormally low interest rates, we built the least amount of homes in this country since the Great Depression. From 1930 to 1939, we built 5.4 million homes. Between 2010 and 2019, we built just 5.8 million homes. That means we have to build 40 million homes this decade as a country just to catch up. So when we're talking about our decisions here, they're not just us. This is a national, international, actually, effect. And I just want us to think about, we had an unprecedented era of free money from the central bank that has ended and most likely will never return post-pandemic. And it's just crazy that we only built the same amount of homes when we had 25% plus unemployment in half of our current population. So I look forward to the work ahead. That's an opportunity. We're going to build great homes that are eco-friendly and help us solve climate change. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all the cards.
Thank you. The next item is approval of tonight's agenda.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Next is consideration of the minutes from the regular meeting of December 19th, 2023.
Mr. Mayor, if we could take a look, please, at the minutes regarding ordinance 2024-10. It's on page 14 of the packet. I think it should state that we continued first reading until we had a completed ordinance to review, and there was no reference to scheduling a second meeting because we had not had a first meeting. So if we could amend the minutes to reflect, to remove any mention of a second reading, please.
And that's on
Page 14 of the packet.
with the first item. Was that an action item?
No, it's the second paragraph right there.
Gotcha.
Motion was made by Commissioner Holmes, seconded by Vice Mayor Gerard, to continue approve ordinance on first reading and schedule a second reading and public hearing on January 2nd, which was not done.
So what was the action that was taken
Just to continue the first reading.
with date uncertain?
It was tonight. Tonight, yeah, January 2nd.
Oh, so we continued the first reading.
Right.
Gotcha.
And there was no discussion at all of the second reading because we hadn't had a first reading yet.
Understood. So, motion to approve as corrected.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Thank you, Vice Mayor Gerard. Could I hear the consent docket, please?
Item 4, authorization to purchase approved replacement vehicles for the Engineering Services Department and the Environmental Services Department from Allen J. Fleet Sales in the estimated amount of $90,584 in accordance with contract number 5179-2023, City of Tallahassee, Florida. Item 5, authorization to purchase fleet fuel management software upgrade from E.J. Ward Incorporated in the estimated amount of $339,839.53 in accordance with Sourcewell contract number 092920-EJW. Item 6, authorization to purchase upfitting equipment for 16 Dodge Durango police vehicles by Enforcement One Incorporated in the estimated amount of $191,606.40. Item 7, approval of the Seminole Square plat. Item 8, approval of the Pinellas County Lancaster Drive Road Transfer Interlocal Agreement. Item 9, award of contract number 24-B-784, Esquire Manor, Whispering Pines Manor, Lake Breeze Estates Roadway and Drainage Improvements Project to Keystone Excavators Incorporated in the amount of $4,092,737.50 and an owner contingency of $1,320,262.50.
Thank you. You've heard the consent docket. I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the consent docket without commission discussion, including staff background provided in the commission packets.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Next is item number 10, ordinance number 2024-08.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. The item before you is for approval of a cell tower agreement between Largo and TV2 LLC Tower Ventures. Initially, when we got, finance was contacted from this company that they were looking for a cell tower location. I brought it to previous city manager's attention, and he had some interest. He elected to say, yes, we'll hear him out, but I want to get Recreation, Parks, and Arts involved, along with some other city administration staff. And as we listened to the proposal, he said, yes, let's go forward with it and see what the contract looks like. They put together some information. They sent out initial contractors for us to take a look at it. And I will tell you, there was a couple things, other than some of the legal stuff, there was a couple things that really needed to be looked at that the city was not comfortable with. A, we were not being compensated correctly. We've pulled the market. We know what the market is. We have 2 cell towers previously that are inside of city now. So the rate was not comparable. And the other thing was Recreation, Parks, and Arts was not comfortable with the location on McGowan Nature Park. They wanted to put the tower in the parking lot near, so all the patrons coming into the park would see the cell tower. So we went back to them and said the compensation, the model they proposed on the compensation was they wanted to pay per tenant on the tower. And the problem with that is if they only got 1 or 2 tenants on the tower, it would not be the market rate. So we went back and said that won't work. So they came back with a flat rate. And we know that at this point, they only have one specific tower tenant in place that wants the contract, because Verizon was reaching out to them trying to get the tower in place. So they knew they have one tenant already locked in, but that's all they know at this point. On the location, after we sat down, Recreation, Parks, and Arts looked through it and said, hey, look, we could probably move the location, but we don't want it to be impacting residents and people coming to the park. And we looked at it, and there was a place on the map just on the westbound end of the park near Walsingham Road that's really on the edge of the park that probably would not create any issues for patrons or the city staff. So we said we looked okay, and we went forward with it. At this point, I will tell you, I think it's in the best interest for the city. A, it's adding revenue stream, which is diversifying our revenue streams. It's adding to the point where there's no expense to it, right? It's straight revenue. And the second portion to it is we have Verizon has bad cell service down in that area. Their tenant there that they're going to put in there is Verizon, and it accidentally coincides, I guess, with the fact that the city staff and police and fire use Verizon for their wireless services. So at this point, I think it's a good move, and I entertain any questions.
Ordinance number 2024-08, an ordinance of the City of Largo, Florida, approving a cell tower site agreement with TVT2 LLC and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Do we have any cards on this?
We have no cards.
Commissioner Smith.
One real quick. When are they looking to install this? Do we know yet?
Sure, I can tell you how that works. Of course, they'll have to go through a comprehensive code. The contract says they have to have it within 2 years. There's pressure from Verizon to get it done earlier. Their average time on a cell tower is less than a year. Okay. There is some compensation. They give you a $2,500 deposit while they build the tower before the rent kicks in.
Okay. And because I was just curious, because what also impact will it have with the western side? So are we talking in the tree area, or are we talking on more of the road?
It's more on the road towards the edge of the park. It's still in the park, but it's on the edge. There's a FDOT road right there. Okay. It'd be very close to that. They have to have a fall away zone, so it has to be a little inset into the park a little ways. Okay. But yes.
And I do like that the idea of we're looking at blending it in with the trees, so it looks not stuck out, best way to put it. So I like that. I like your aggressive, I hate to say aggressive, the compensation part of it. I think that when I did some research also on it, that seemed to be, I thank you for that. What else was it? When you said the other two, I was trying to remember off the top. Where are the other two towers?
Sure. We have one at the ES plant, and we also have one at the Public Works facility.
What impact does it have on birds, cell towers, out of curiosity? Because that is one of our main bird parks.
I don't know specifically. I have never heard anybody complain about it, but again, I'm in finance. I get a lot of calls, but nothing on birds.
My partner was asking. That's we own birds. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Holmes.
This has been negotiated for years, if I recall correctly, because once upon a time, in my previous incarnation up here, we discussed this moving it to Bonner Park. And I don't know why. I mean, I can understand them wanting to move it close to Walsingham and the bridge. You know, there's exposure for that. But there was something about it was more advantageous to the city to move it to Bonner. It just wasn't. What I'm getting at, you're going to have people in the neighborhood, they're going to complain about it no matter where you put it. It's going to be an eyesore. But if you put it to Bonner, I don't know what effect that would have on the contract. It wouldn't have any effect on the service itself. But I think you might mitigate some of the complaints, because from where you're, if I am seeing this correctly, where you want to put the thing versus putting it in the Bonner Park, that's only a couple blocks.
Well, they, I guess Verizon is kind of the one driving where they want the tower, and they're looking at where their coverage is needed the most, and they thought McGowan made the most sense.
Well, I think it's a matter of putting a sign up there, says this is Verizon. Probably.
No, Verizon won't advertise on the tower. There's not going to be an advertisement on the tower. You won't even know it's Verizon. In fact, this company will try to put 3 or 4 other tenants on there, right? That's how they make their money. They're going to want to get T-Mobile on there, Verizon. They're not going to advertise the tenant who's on there.
Okay, thank you.
This may be outside of your expertise, but do you know what land use in this? What are the requirements for a cell tower? Can they put them? Can they be put on any type of land use?
So this is probably out of my I'm out of my league here, but I will tell you that we specifically put in the contract that it has to be under the City of Largo Comprehensive Development Code. It has to fit in there. So if it doesn't fit in there, it's not happening, right?
Okay. And obviously, if we just have 3 on our property, there's cell towers throughout the city on other properties, I would assume.
There could be, yes.
On buildings as well as probably towers themselves. I am curious if there's a land use change or any type of, if this is something that just can be done by right on parkland.
I will have to get back to you on that, because I don't.
Because we don't have, as you mentioned, we have a cell tower at 2 other places in the city, on city-owned property, but neither of those 2 are parks.
Right. I can't answer that.
All right.
Besides, the city doesn't have to do this agreement if you don't want the tower on, in parkland.
Well,
Whether it's authorized by the CDC or not.
No, I understand that, but I think, I'm curious whether or not we're going to have to go through some type of land use change or some type of exception or variance down the road. I think that's a tougher hill to climb for me than, picking a good location that Parks and Rec is fine with, and it works for the company and the tenants as well. But if it's going to require some type of variance in the future, I think that's going to be tough to do.
So I just pulled up the Community Development Code. So it looks like there's a little bit of difference, or maybe a difference depending about what type of code, but it says in this case, what is referred to as stealth antenna facilities are allowed in all land use designations.
Okay. Thank you. And do we have any idea on height, or that's something that's,
Can't go over 150 feet, I believe, is what they said.
okay, and then we'll be in that conversation as well along the way, I would assume. All right, thank you. Any other questions? Commissioner Smith?
The revenue that's coming in is not, it's there. Is this staying in parks, or is this just going to come in and it's just going to go into the general fund?
It'll go in the general fund.
Okay. All right.
I move to approve ordinance number 2024-08 on first reading and schedule a second reading and public hearing on Feb. 6, 2024.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. Sorry about the outside of expertise questions.
I did take a class in ornithology, though.
Birds like to perch on them, I know that. Next is ordinance number 2024-10 on first reading.
Good evening. This is a continued first reading of amending certain fees within the fee ordinance for the Recreation, Parks, and Arts Department. The primary fee changes outlined in the memo include removing the non-resident premium for summer camp. All other program fees within our ordinance are outlined as member, non-member, with summer camp being the only program that continues to charge a non-resident premium. This causes confusion and frustrations to our participants, especially those who participate in our year-round child care programs and do not pay premium throughout the year. Staff calculated the revenue loss due to this change and are recommending that it would be more equitable for our users to recover this through an increase in our non-resident membership fee. The proposed increase in non-resident membership fee will remain lower than other municipalities in the area. The recommended change in membership fees also includes an addition of a 3-month non-resident membership for our seasonal members that come into the area. There will be no change to resident membership fees. And a second change to the membership structure would add the option for members to choose a higher tiered membership that includes the use of the fitness room at all 3 facilities, Play World at Highland, and lap swimming at the Southwest Pool. Each of these amenities are currently charged an additional fee to the membership. Those that would purchase a membership for other purposes, such as childcare at a register for individual classes, would still have the option to purchase the basic membership. And other proposed changes in the fee ordinance include updates to childcare and rental fees to align with other providers in the area. And both Laura and I are here for any questions.
Ordinance number 2024-10, an ordinance of the City of Largo, Florida, amending Section 10 of Ordinance number 2000-32 as amended to amend certain fees charged by the Recreation, Parks, and Arts Department, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
Thank you. Do we have any cards on this?
We have no cards.
Any questions from the commission? Commissioner Smith?
Mr. Faustini brought up at the other meeting about financial assistance for those who can't afford. Are we addressing those concerns in the future, or are they there, or did we bring them up to him?
We do have a scholarship program in place. So there's $1 of each membership, $1 of every membership purchase goes into a scholarship fund. We do not use the free and reduced lunch parameters as income brackets, basically because right now there are plenty of schools in Pinellas County that the entire school falls under free or reduced lunch. So we use income brackets that qualify for those same.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I move to approve ordinance number 2024-10 on first reading and schedule second reading and public hearing on February 6, 2024.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. Next is ordinance number 2024-12.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. This is our first quarterly budget amendment for FY 2024, containing a variety of changes and additions to the budget that were not known at budget adoption or have arisen since. There have been 2 changes since this ordinance and commission memo were developed. Staff have provided language for a motion to amend the ordinance and can bring back an amended ordinance at second reading. The appropriations for additional SHIP funding in the Community Development Department and funding in the Legislative Department for National League of Cities membership. Both should be removed. The city is going to defer the SHIP money to be administered by the county or other jurisdictions with greater need due to the administrative capacity to utilize the funding. It is also recommended to defer the potential National League of Cities membership until fiscal year 2025 and discuss this during this year's budget process with the City Commission. With the exception of these two changes, the remaining appropriations include the following items in the identified departments. Administration, allocating $37,800 in the general fund for the city manager's contract. Engineering, rebudgeting CIP project downtown community streets, 4th Street Northwest. The fire department, allocating $554,000 in additional lost funding for Fire Station 39 construction and architectural cost. Allocating $112,000 in lost funding for a new fire rescue vehicle. Information technology, allocating $56,700 in funds for additional land management system licenses. Legislative, allocating $20,000 for expenses related to the City Commission trip to visit Largo sister city in Japan. The library, allocating $15,000 in the general fund for planned library book orders, allocating $6,300 in the general fund for program supplies, transferring $22,700 from the library unique collections fund to the general fund. The police department, allocating $18,000 in the American Rescue Plan COVID Recovery Fund for homeless outreach services, allocating $50,000 in additional upfitting cost for 16 Durango PPV vehicles. Public Works, allocating $53,000 in the fleet fund for depreciation. Recreation, Parks, and Arts. The Recreation, Parks, and Arts Department is restructuring some of their personnel in the golf course and athletics divisions. This budget amendment makes changes to both personnel budgets and position classifications. This reorganization will result in a recurring reduction in expenditures for $135,000 in the general fund and a recurring increase in expenditures of $82,500 in the golf course fund. That concludes all items on the budget amendment. Staff is available for questions.
Ordinance number 2024-12, an ordinance of the City of Largo, Florida, amending the fiscal year 2024 budget adopted by resolution number 2374 by $3,003,400 for various personnel, operating, capital, and other needs as described in Exhibit A to this ordinance.
Thank you. Do we have any cards on this?
We have no cards.
Commissioner Smith.
The first would be the library item, the transfer of the $22,700. Is that for late fees or lost item? What is the unique? I'm just curious.
Those are funds, I believe, from our collections of fees. We've been administering the program out of the general fund, so the special trust fund for that isn't utilized for anything, really. So we're just rolling the whole program into the general fund, but we do have library staff to talk a little bit more about those collections.
I'm good on that one. The other one was, I was rereading the agenda last night, and I caught the National League of Cities. I appreciate the amendment to that, and the getting back to me as soon as you guys did. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Gerard.
Thank you. The SHIP funding that we're going to be sending to the county, is that the $193,000 for the Hurricane Idalia relief?
Yes.
All right. We don't need any Hurricane Idalia relief here.
We did not have enough cases for the administrative overhead to try and find cases to administer it, so we can let the county utilize it for affected folks in the county or other jurisdictions. They can, I believe FHFC can reallocate that.
Have you reached out to the county? Do they have enough cases or enough need from that particular hurricane?
I've not spoken with anyone, but I know our community development and housing team communicated with them about this and whether they could use it for, there were some more affected areas elsewhere in the county or jurisdictions outside of Pinellas County.
Like beach renourishment, maybe?
I believe it was for actual households affected,
All right.
it's mobile homes.
And regarding the $10,000 for National League of Cities membership, did staff review this with anyone before recommending that we just put that off to the 2025 budget?
Speaking with the staff in the city manager's office and the mayor and commission's liaison, thought that it was best for us to discuss it during the budget process and include for FY 2025 so it could be more effectively utilized in the next fiscal year.
Okay, because I know we did discuss this last year, and I think it was part of the 2024 budget that it came up, and we're just going to put it off until 25.
At this time, that was the plan.
There's a general consensus that's a good idea?
We defer the city commission to come to consensus on that.
All right. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Smith.
I would just, curiosity, we had the discussion on that. I'm just curious, we missed the deadline for committees this year, just recently, actually, so we would not really be effective with them. I mean, we could still attend things, but it would, I understand why we would put it off till then, and then there's a conference I believe at the end of 24 in Tampa. So that was what I just caught on that item.
Thank you. And their fiscal year is the same as ours, is that correct, for the
I'm not sure of that.
National League of Cities?
It would be fall, correct?
I'm sorry?
It would be fall.
Fall, yeah. So I think to Commissioner Smith's point, some of our opportunities to be involved in that, we don't want to spend money to join an organization unless we have an opportunity to be active and bring ideas, money, whatever, back to our city. And to your point, it may be too late. I think going into 2025, as long as we talk about this during the budget process, their national meeting is here in Tampa, so all of us will be able to sleep in our own beds and probably participate in that. And so that would really, I think, kickstart our membership. I know that we used to be members of that organization years ago when we weren't that active, and which is probably why we no longer were. I think this commission is different than it was 10 or 15 years ago, and most people on this commission are very active in various organizations and help us, which helps our city get better, and helps fund things and helps come up with good ideas and better solutions. And so this type of membership is good as long as we can be active. I'm in support of waiting until the budget process to talk about next year, with anticipation that we'll be members and be able to go to Tampa and join everybody else. Commissioner Robinson.
Thank you. I just want to say that I think that I kind of instigated this whole conversation, and I do support waiting till I think it's good to have a full conversation and really understand what we're getting into in the entire process of it. So I do support waiting and having the full conversation in our next budget conversation. So I think it's a good idea. I do look forward to, at some point in the future, being a part of the National League of Cities. But again, I think it's probably fine for us to, we haven't been doing it for the last 10 or since I've been here. So if we've not missed anything in the last 11 years, we're probably not going to miss anything in the next couple months. So I support it as well. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I move to amend ordinance number 2024-12 to remove appropriation for additional community development SHIP funding and legislative department funding for National League of Cities membership as outlined by city staff.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
I move to approve ordinance number 2024-12 as amended on first reading and schedule second reading public hearing on February 6, 2024.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this point, I will recess the city commission meeting and convene the CRA meeting for one item.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. Staff is seeking approval of Resolution Number CRA 24-01, amending the Attachment A to Resolution Number CRA 19-02, the scoring sheet for the Housing Infill Economic Incentive Program for residential development within the West Bay Drive Community Redevelopment District. During the most recent CRA board approval of a Housing Infill Program, or HIP, grant for Everest Largo Apartments, formerly Blue Skies, in November of 2022, the CRA board requested that staff amend Section 1 of the scoring sheet for the Housing Infill Program grant application to give a more favorable score to for-rent developments over owner-occupied developments. The scoring sheet for the HIP has 5 separate sections that applications are scored on to help staff determine which projects should receive priority funding pending available CRA fund resources. The first section considers owner-occupied versus for-rent developments. The second section factors activity center urban design guidelines. The third section measures equity investment percentage. The fourth section weighs time frame to construction commencement from signing of the development order. And the fifth section considers when the project's tax increment will be equal to or exceed the dollar amount of the incentive awarded. The proposed amendments to the scoring sheet will only affect the first section of the scoring sheet. I trust, can you all see it projected in front of you currently?
Not yet.
Oh, here we go. Thank you, there we are. Okay, so for the Housing Infill Program, the lower the score, the better. So you will notice on the original scoring sheet, as the scoring currently stands for the first section, owner-occupied single-family residential units received the lowest and most favorable score in this section, while for-rent developments without a commercial ground floor component received the least favorable score. In the proposed changes, you will notice that for-rent developments with 75% active ground floor would receive the most favorable score, while owner-occupied single-family residential units would receive the least favorable score. We tiered the other options in between this section as well and assigned a more favorable appropriate corresponding score. So you'll notice the second best is for-rent developments without a commercial ground floor. Third best is owner-occupied with 75% commercial ground floor component, and so on. So at this time, staff is available for questions.
Resolution number CRA-24-01, a resolution of the City of Largo Community Redevelopment Agency amending Attachment A to Resolution number CRA 19-02, the scoring sheet for the Housing Infill Economic Incentive Program, parentheses HIP, for residential development within the West Bay Drive Community Redevelopment District, providing for severability and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Do we have any cards on this?
We have no cards.
Any questions, comments? Vice Mayor Gerard.
Yeah, hi, Brian. Refresh my memory, what are the boundaries of the West Bay Drive redevelopment district?
Yes, so that's it's the Medical Arts District to the west. I believe it is, oh boy, 4th to the north. My boundaries are a little shaky, bear with me.
Yeah, it's 4 blocks north, 4 blocks south.
4 blocks, yep, and 4 blocks south into the library on the east. It's kind of an odd shape there.
Okay, thank you. What was the discussion around flipping the criteria to favor rental over owner-occupied?
Yeah, certainly. So the context behind that is, I believe, and Mayor Brown, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but we wanted to create a more active downtown. So the idea is more units, more people are downtown, the more we can activate downtown. Whereas owner-occupied, like Skyview, they're great projects, but it typically brings less population for the parcel size. So that was kind of our thought behind kind of making these changes, was to encourage more for rent developments and more population in our CRD downtown.
Purely an unscientific observation on my part is that we are in this area and along Clearwater Largo Road, there's a lot of rental communities being developed, and I was wondering, is there a way to perhaps encourage owner-occupied on some of these lots where you might be able to get an owner-occupied duplex, triplex, or a small condo project that would encourage people to move into the area and give people a chance, especially who need it, an opportunity to actually own a home and raise a family in a home. Was that discussed at all?
So I know we are getting a lot of mix of developments who are developers who are coming in and considering things like townhomes. For the sake of the HIP grant, we're not saying that owner-occupied cannot qualify for the grant. We just kind of switch the scoring around to kind of change preferences. But we are seeing a healthy mix downtown. I would see townhomes as well coming into the picture too. So,
yeah, I would like to see a balance because I know that there's desire amongst young families and such to actually be able to own a home and raise a family in a home and be able to build that kind of equity that might, that might be helpful down the road, especially as they approach retirement or whatever, and just to have something to move on. Rental properties are wonderful, and there's a lot of them, and I know that there are a lot of people who prefer rental properties, but there are people who they want to own their home. And I would like to see that encouraged as well. I know this doesn't discourage, but it does kind of flip the criteria. All right, thanks.
Yeah, I'm just going to make a couple comments. I think that, and I certainly understand your thoughts and your comments. It's something that I've been talking about a long time, and we've seen new investments in downtown, and recently they've been in townhomes and condos, which those townhomes are not, they're not for families starting out.
No, they're not.
And I mean, they're beautiful, and I think they're important that they're there. But I think that it's also important to get year-round residents if we want an active, vital downtown. And my fear is, and I think the fear of the committee was, if we continue to have larger and larger for ownership condo-type developments, the chances of them being year-round residents is not that high. The chances of a 100-unit apartment complex on West Bay Drive, that's an apartment complex, they're going to be year-round. If people aren't going to pay rent, if they're not going to be living there. So I think you're going to get people, and that's really what we're really going for in the downtown, is to get that critical mass of people to support businesses and to support restaurants and active things that we are hoping to see and will see in our downtown in the next couple of years. And this just tilts the scale a little bit back towards rental properties, and still you can get the incentive for owner type properties, but you have to make sure the other things that we'd like to see in downtown are also being done. So it doesn't keep it from happening. I think it just tilts the scale in a better direction for our other goals downtown. Commissioner Robinson.
Thank you. How many times has this incentive been used?
Yeah, so we've had 3 incentives that have been approved for a total of $674,000. We have at least 1 more potentially in the works right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And 2 of the 3 were for rent developments, and 1 was for an owner-occupied.
So 158 Ridge is one. What's the other for rent development?
Okay, so it's 158 Ridge, Everest.
Everest, which is
Excuse me,
still going through the process.
Yes, it is.
Right.
They just had their first award paid and the building permits were issued.
So 511 Cleveland, the single-family home that was, the city owned that property for a little bit, did they apply for this, do you know?
I couldn't comment whether or not they applied for it. Not to my knowledge.
Look into that. And then, so the Skyview Townhomes did.
Yep,
right.
Skyview Townhomes is the one owner occupied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I move to, excuse me, I move to approve resolution number CRA-24-01.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Thank you very much. The Community Redevelopment Agency meeting is now adjourned and will reconvene as the City Commissioners for items from the dais. Mr. Zimmett.
I have nothing to say.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Commissioner Smith.
Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully, everybody's already stuck to their resolution, or didn't waver from their resolutions already.
Excuse me?
I knew you would get me. God, you threw me off. Also, this Saturday, the 6th, from 12 to 2, Largo Historical Society's museum is having an open house at the historic Largo Feed Store and Museum. I believe it's their 120th anniversary. So if you have any chance and you want to get out and take family to a free item and learn about Largo's history and the area and meet some really well-knowledged individuals that know a lot about the area, I recommend coming out if you can. Like I said, it's the Largo Historical Society's Museum from 12 to 2 at the off Central Drive, basically, at the old feed store. The other item, I didn't want to pull the item from the consent item, but I would just ask that we get a kind of an update project list for the residents. We are going to let the Esquire Manor people know the time frame of that, when that starts and everything. I'd like to be kind of kept in the loop a little bit. That's one that I've had a lot of citizens asking me about. So if you could keep the commission apprised of dates and stuff, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Holmes.
Just a hats off to Largo Police and Fire. From Christmas and New Year's, there was a lot of people putting in a lot of hours, doing a lot of public good, and I just have to take my hat up to them. It's my understanding that our police calls are almost at an epidemic level, that's really sad, but it's a good thing we got good cops out there. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Gerard.
I just want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, and Touch a Truck is coming up on
20th.
the 20th? Is it the 20th?
It's the 20th. It's my cultural event.
Okay, and you'll all see Commissioner Holmes out there, and he'll be showing you exactly how to drive all the trucks
Not a problem.
and the buses. But it's one of the most popular events in the city. Families bring their children here, and they just crawl all over those things, and it's a blast. So put it in your calendar for Touch a Truck, and again, Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner Robinson.
Just wanted to say thank you to the rest of my fellow commissioners up here for holding down the fort for me for last month. I know I was very busy with work and wasn't able to make the meetings last month, so I appreciate everybody continuing to make the city of Largo a great place. And I will be here as supposed to be moving forward, so thank you.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Commissioner Johnson.
Happy New Year to everyone, and I have nothing else.
Thank you. I just want to say Happy New Year and echo the sentiments about police and fire who have been busy, but also our Parks and Recreation who spent the last month and a half hosting thousands of people every night. The lights are finally out in Largo Central Park, but they're not away yet, so they'll be working for the next several weeks. I think it's a little bit faster taking them down than it is putting them up. But thank you to everybody out there that's worked so hard, And you hear so many positive comments from people, not just that live in the city of Largo, but people from all over the Pinellas County that come to our park to enjoy the holiday lights. And so thank you for all the hard work that goes into that. I know it's not just Parks and Recreation that works out there every night, but they have the lion's share of that work. So thank you. Mr. Kerb.
Mayor, I think everyone else has said it all for me tonight. Happy New Year's, and again, thank you for all your participation over this past year since I've been here, and look forward to a great 2020.
Excellent, thank you. Any action items?
The only one I had was from Commissioner Smith. He requested that residents and the city commission be kept apprised of the progress of the Esquire Manor project.
Yes. Very good. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
6:54.